welcome back to Good Groceries with Tiffany. So today I have something really great for you. I have a Valentine's dinner for two date night in for under $25. So let's go over our groceries and let's get cooking. So we have our groceries here. Let's go over them. All right, so we have a pack of chicken breasts, some feta crumbles, Parmesan cheese, bag of frozen spinach, a half an onion, sour cream, panko breadcrumbs. These are gluten-free and I'll tell you why. And then we have seasonings, and then we have a bag of potatoes. This is a 3-pound bag of potatoes. All of these ingredients cost a little over $25, but I'll tell you why it's under $25. This chicken breast, I bought a large pack because it was on sale, but I'm only going to use 2 for this meal. So to use 2 for this meal, it's gonna run you about $6. So this is $11.47 for this pack, and I'll include all the prices of everything that I bought for the meal. You'll see that in the video. So, and then there are some staple things that I didn't buy that I keep as refrigerator essentials or pantry essentials. This is a refrigerator essential in my home. I always have Parmesan cheese. I always have an onion. I didn't purchase this. This is a half an onion from dinner I cooked a couple days ago. Sour cream is a staple in my house. Butter is a staple in my house, and you can use vegan butter, margarine, whichever you have. And so everything else I did buy for the meal. And seasonings are not considered a part of the ingredients. Those are just staple things or pantry things. They're making spinach stuffed chicken breast. It's so good. I'll tell you how I came with this recipe. So there's a health food grocery store that used to sell spinach stuffed chicken breasts at their butcher counter. My husband and I loved them when we get them. And actually we would get 2 because it would be plenty for us. And this was before we had children. But that grocery store stopped selling them. And so my husband was like, you have to figure out how to make this because it's really good. And so I've been tinkering around with it for a long time, just trying to get it just so. And I've come up with the recipe. It's really easy, and it's one of my family's favorite meals. All right, so we're gonna put our groceries together now. Whoop, whoop. Okay, so first thing we wanna do is get our potatoes on. So I've already chopped the bag of potatoes. It's a 3-pound bag of Yukon Gold potatoes. And the reason I use Yukon Gold is because the skins are really thin and you don't have to peel them. That's what makes this super easy. So I just take the potato, cut it in half. You wanna make sure you have a sharp knife. If you don't have a sharp knife, that can actually be dangerous in the kitchen. The sharper the knife, the better, the safer. So I just cut that each half in 3 pieces in thirds, and then you wanna just go across the cut, chop, chop, chop. And you want the pieces to be fairly even so that everything cooks evenly. And then we're going to boil these on the stove. Lost one. Hey, get back in there. And a neat little trick, I put the dish towel underneath my cutting board so that it doesn't move. You can use a paper towel or a dish towel, wet, and it'll keep your cutting board from slipping and sliding around. All right, so here we go. This is a full 3-pound bag. All right, and you just want to add it to your pot and bring it over here. Let's add it to our pot. All right, and you want to salt the water and the potatoes. That was about a tablespoon, probably a tablespoon and a half. And you want to bring the water to just covering the potatoes. Put a top on it, and we're going to boil them until they're fork tender. We want to get our stuffing ready, and we want to get our dredge ready first. So our potatoes are boiling, and I did add a little bit of garlic powder to the water. I forgot to mention that when I put them in, but I did add a little garlic powder to the water because it will be garlic mashed potatoes. All right, so we got that out of the way. Okay, so I have a half a bag. I'll reach over, grab my bag. This is a 16-ounce bag of frozen spinach that I got from Walmart. This was under $2. All right, and so I took half of the bag, put it in a bowl, zapped it in the microwave to just kind of defrost it, not to cook. To a sieve to drain out all of the liquid. So you just take a spoon and press it, and you want to squeeze as much liquid out as you can If you want to use your hands, by all means do that, but some people get grossed out by hands all in food like that. So, you know, if you're at home cooking for you and your family, you can use your hands. All right, and you want to just keep squeezing, and get as much of that liquid out as you possibly can. You can even wrap it in a paper towel if you want to get even more of the liquid out. You hear that? It's a lot of liquid, and you want to get as much of it out as possible. You want it to be dry. All right. All right, let's get our mix together. So you don't need that much. See, it's only for 2. Now, if you were making this for a lot of people, then you absolutely could do more. And this is fresh feta crumbles. And I'm going to use about 1/4 a cup, 1/4 to 1/2 a cup. And then we want to just go in there and break that up, and we want to mix this up together. And this is our filling for our chicken breast. I have our 2 chicken breasts here. They're huge, and it's just enough for 2 people. So I want to do something to these chicken breasts because this flap here, it will cook at a different time. So I do want to cut some of that off, and you can save that and make a chicken strip out of it. But I want it to be as even as possible. Those 2 flaps off, and I'm going to cut this end off down here, the little skinny end, because we want it to cook as evenly as possible. Chicken breast doesn't have a whole lot of fat, so we're going to be adding some oil to our pan. This open, but we're not going to actually see that little gristly bit right there. I don't really want that. I want it to be pretty, and I want the texture to be good. So I'm gonna cut the little gristly part off too. All right, here we go. So we're going to open this up, and we're not going to cut it open all the way. So we're just gonna take our knife and go in and open it up. All right, so this side is a little bit thicker. Let me go back in there and fix that. Don't get all paranoid. Just do it. So you want your breast to be like that, so you can fold it over. You can pound this out and make more of like a roulade style where you roll it up, but we're going for ease here. You don't even have to do that. This is literally how I make it every time, and it's fantastic. So you can do that. So we have that. So here's our other one. Again, just take your knife. Open it up. Make sure it has just about even thickness on both sides. See? Easy. So we've opened up the chicken breast, and you want to make it so that you can fold it. So we'll flip that back over like that. And then we want to salt and pepper. I've tried this recipe with seasoning salt, with all these different seasonings, and I personally like it better with just salt and pepper. And trust me when I say I've tried a lot of different seasonings. Actually, we'll just pepper that side while we're there. Put as much or as little as you like. You do want to do both sides. This is chicken. I don't know where you come from, but where I come from, my chicken don't come seasoned. Okay. And a little bit of pepper. And if you have to have a measurement, I would say that was about 1/2 teaspoon of salt and pepper. All right, let's get our dredge together. So this is panko breadcrumbs. It's a whole bag. The reason I'm using gluten-free panko breadcrumbs is because I am changing to a gluten-free diet because I have found out that gluten is the source to a lot of issues that I've been having with digestion and headaches and fatigue and inflammation in my body. So I will be using gluten-free products from here on out. So when you see my show, we won't be using any more regular flour, and my family will just have to acquiesce, as it were. All right, so we have our panko breadcrumbs. It's a whole bag, a whole box, and I'm going to add 1/4 cup. So I'm just eyeballing it. Just, you can be specific. That's 1/2 cup of Parmesan cheese. Break up those lumps. All right, and just kind of mix that together in the breadcrumbs. And it just adds this flavor that's just out of this world. So the panko, the gluten-free panko are a little bit more coarse than regular panko breadcrumbs. So I do go in and I kind of break up some of these big bits. I've already done that. They are a lot larger than this when they come out of the box. So I've broken up a lot of that already. All right, I'm looking at this and eyeballing. I think I'm gonna add a little bit more. So maybe that's, so all in all, I would say that was about a half a cup. Okay, mix it up. Don't have to season it. Your chicken breast is already seasoned. All right, so that's our dredge. So I've kind of cleared the decks a little bit here. So now let's stuff our chicken breast. And you don't want it to be like super overfilled, but you know, you want it to be about that. So that's about 2 tablespoons worth of filling. You want to kind of press it in there. All right. See, that's easy. Didn't even use it all. And then you want to take the top half, kind of stretch it and pull it over and kind of hold it tight. And you don't have to put a toothpick or anything in here. It'll stay. I've made this plenty of times. You just want to tuck it in there, stretch this piece over, and just do it like that. Okay, and I have an electric skillet here just for the purpose of doing this video, but you can do it on the stove. You can do it in an electric skillet, whatever you have. All right, so let's bring our bowl over and toss that up again a little bit more. We're gonna put our skillet on. I'm doing this one on 350. And I'm going to add some olive oil. I hope you can see that. Can you see that? Okay. Add some olive oil. Added our olive oil to the skillet. It may look like a lot, but don't worry. It's for our sauce too. All right. So we have our chicken breast here. You want to go ahead and get a nice, good dredge all over. Press the breadcrumbs in. So you do have to kind of get accustomed to cooking gluten-free because you don't get the same texture as with regular wheat. So you do have to, so if you can use regular panko breadcrumbs. I used to use regular panko breadcrumbs until, you know, we realized what my issue was. My doctor said I have a gluten sensitivity. I've known that for quite some time, but I've been a little rebellious because I don't want to give up bread, but I have to. Okay. On that, let's move our oil around. All right, I'm going to clear the decks and kind of just let that hang out. So here's our skillet. It's browning on, see how it's browning? I'm going to flip it over. Look at that color, that's beautiful. So you want to brown it on both sides, and then we're going to cover it and let it finish cooking. Okay, I want to show you a quick way to chop an onion. So this is an onion that I've cut in half. I used it in a previous meal. So you want to cut it from the stem side to the root, to the tip to root. That's how you want to cut it. And then what happens is, you see all of these layers here? God already knew it was going to be a challenge for us to cut onions. So he gave us our layers already. Look, see all of those layers? So that makes chopping the onion simple. So then you want to go across like that in thin slices. As thin as you can. Go all the way. Go as close to the root as you can. Oh, that chicken smells so good, guys. And so what's going to happen now is all of those layers are chopped already. So then you want to turn your oven, I'll turn it this way so you can see. Then you want to go across like that, and look, it's already chopped. There's no need to go through there and do a whole bunch of extracurricular chopping. All right. All right. So I'm gonna chop our onion. This is for our sauce. I don't need this whole onion. So that's enough. Look, it's already chopped for you. Super easy. And if you find a few pieces that are a little bit bigger, just take your knife and chop it. But look, easy. The onion's done. All right, so I have 1.5 cups of water here, and this is going to be our sauce base. I have some chicken bouillon. This is like my absolute favorite thing to cook with. And I'm going to take a tablespoon of it, put it in the water, and about 1/2 teaspoon of pepper, and 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, and just use that to stir it up. But this is our sauce. So our chicken is just about halfway done. Just go in there and stir up, beat up those chunks. Get that all stirred up. And this is what is going to make our pan sauce. And we're going to add a little bit of cornstarch. I forgot to get it. Let me grab it. Gotta dry off my teaspoon here. You want to take a teaspoon of cornstarch. That's all you need. Do not put more than a teaspoon. And if you're making this for more people, then you may want to do that. But this is our sauce, and this is going to thicken up as it cooks. Okay? All right. So now, this is what's going to finish our cooking process. It's going to be delightful. So you want to take your onions, put them around. Take your onions and just put them around. You don't want to brown the onions. They're just going to give a flavor to the sauce. They don't need to be brown. All right, we're going to take this. Make sure anything that's settled to the bottom. And take this yummy goodness right here, and we're just going to pour it around. And this is going to be our gravy, our sauce. Okay, so we're just going to let that hang out. And we're going to put a top on it and let it cook for about 15-20 minutes. And it's going to be delicious. All right, here I am. I'm getting a steam facial. I got grease all over my shirt. Oh well, that's what happens when you're in the kitchen. All right, so here we have our potatoes. They're boiled. They're completely done, fork tender, skin on. So these are what are called smashed potatoes. So they won't be completely lump free. So you just want to go in. I put it in a bowl just for presentation purposes so you can see what I'm doing. You just want to get them. Our chicken is over here sizzling nice and good. It's just about done, but look how that sauce has thickened up. Woo, doggy. That's gonna be some good groceries, folks. So good, so good. All right, smashed potatoes. I'm gonna add some, I have a cup of milk here, but I probably won't use it all. I'm just gonna kind of gauge it. You can add a little bit more, but you can't take it out. All right. And now our potatoes do have a hint of garlic taste because I did boil them with a little bit of garlic powder. You can absolutely boil it with a piece of fresh garlic. That would be really good. Or some roasted garlic. That would be really good. If you don't know how to roast garlic, you can cut a whole garlic head in half and season it with a little bit of salt and pepper. Drizzle a little bit of olive oil on it and roast it in the oven or in your air fryer for about 30 minutes and you have roasted garlic. All right, I'm gonna squeeze some sour cream in here and I'm going to put a half a stick of butter. And at this point, these are mashed in the consistency I want them. So I'm just gonna go in now with my heat-proof, heat-safe rubber spatula and give them a good whip. Ooh, doggy. That's some good groceries right there. Oh my gosh. Woo! Woo! I'm gonna add some pepper. I like lots of pepper in my mashed potatoes. All right. Yes, honey, yes. Melt that butter up in there. Make sure it's all melted. So it's a little dry for me, so I'm gonna add just a tad bit more milk. Just a tad. So I've used a half a cup of milk so far. If you have cream, you can use it, but cream is expensive, so I'm trying to get this. All right, I think our chicken is done. So I'm gonna go ahead and unplug that so it'll stop cooking. Some back. Got a spoon. Twisting it. Needs a little bit more salt. Not too much, you don't want to make it salty because you have that good sauce, which is going to go over top of all of this. You know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of this butter because I just want to. It's Valentine's Day. Go ahead. Do it. Ooh, do it. Oh my gosh. You can use margarine if you want. I'm gluten-free, not fat-free. Ha! All right, so I've kind of cleared the depths for us, and I'm continuing to whip that butter up into these here taters. Oh, my. All right, y'all, let's plate it up. So you want to make a mound. So make it nice and pretty. It's date night. So you want to make a mound in the middle of your potatoes. Potatoes in the middle of your plate. Now you do not want to. So just kind of make it cute and pretty as best way you can. I'm not a plater. That ain't my thing. I cook. And so you make a little well in the middle of your potatoes. Now you don't even have to make another vegetable because this is stuffed with spinach. Look at that. That is completely done. I did check the temperature. You can use a thermometer, you can cut it. And just put that right smack dab in the middle. Get you some of this good pan juice. Y'all not even ready. Like, y'all don't even know, like, what? Oh, shut the front door and open up the balcony. Hey, sprinkle with a little dried parsley. You can use fresh parsley if you have it, but I don't have that. So this is what I'm gonna use. Ooh wee, that's so good. Now we're going to taste it. Hallelujah. So let's cut it. Oh my gosh, cut. Y'all, this is perfectly cooked chicken breast. It's juicy, it's not dry. Got those creamy taters. Oh my gosh, I hope I don't burn my mouth. But let me make a smaller piece and stop being a greedy fat girl. Oh my gosh. Perfectly cooked. Y'all ready? Okay, let's bring this plate over. Look at this chicken. Shut. Let's taste it. Perfect date night in. Perfect menu. $25. You can even splurge and get you some wine. Trader Joe's has some really great wines under $10. And make it special. Get some candles from the 99-cent store. Set the table. Make it cute. The 99-cent store has really great things, and there's no excuse for you to have a wonderful date night with your sweetie. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when I post new videos. I love you. Happy Valentine's Day, mi amore. Thank you for watching Good Groceries.